it is the end of the conference, but we're going to have also some speakers to reflect on how we have been doing over these 2 days and everything. So very briefly, I'll just mention that you will be able to hear this, to see this on the National Electronic Mass Media Council homepage, the recording of this conference. Today we talked about what is the impact of journalists and journalism in the media literacy improvement. What is their role in misinformation? We also drew attention to, and we drew attention to the role of big social media platforms. As yesterday also Mr. President highlighted this question. And also we talked about who must lead the process of media literacy improvement in Latvia. These are just a couple of questions and topics we discussed. You can find this all on the internet. This discussion, you will be able to find this conference online. Thank you very much to all who have been together with us, to the viewers, to the listeners, and the technical staff, and also very much thank you to organizers of this conference: UNESCO, Ministry of Culture, Baltic Media Center for Excellence, and National Electronic Mass Media Council. I want to ask the Council to conclude this conference. I will ask the Chairman, Ivars Āboliņš, then Deputy Chair, Vice Chair Aurēlija, Ieva, Druviete, and then members of the Council, Patriks, Grīva, and Ieva Kalderauska. Now Ivars Āboliņš, Chairman of the National Electronic Mass Media Council. I will very briefly say what I wanted to say is that I am very glad that this conference is successful. It's been very interesting, very high quality conference. We need to organize them more often, at least once a year, if not more often. This year has also showed that NEPLP, the Council, we have been successful in our work, and I want to say, Aurēlija, without you nothing would have happened, because you were the true leader of organizing this conference. Thank you to all who have been together, mostly to you, Aurēlija. Thank you, Ivars. Now we are going to hear member of the Council, Patriks, Grīva. I can only say that yes, I agree to all these gratitudes, and I want to also say thank you to everyone, each and everyone who has organized, who has facilitated the organization of this conference. We talked about trust in information. I don't think we do not need to invent anything new. In order to build trust, this is the two-way path. Media, broadcasters, distributors of information, audience also need to build trust. I think this process in Latvia has begun. It has begun rather efficiently, and we can all say this is media literacy, information literacy, and not to make them more difficult for everyday life, not to make them unnecessarily academic. I think that in this conference we had that media literacy is probably an everyday work we do, because media do various types of work and promote inclusion in various ways, and this trust must be earned by work every day, by the content creators, what is intended for their audience. Everything in our life touches upon media literacy, and I also hope that we will be able to get back to these discussions. I also hope that we will have such excellent speakers, so high-level experts involved. Over 2 days we've spent in such high-quality discussions. We have had opportunity to communicate And now we're going to have an opportunity to analyze. So thank you also to the most honorable colleague who organized this all, and with her team and partners she led the production of this conference. Āboliņš, Ieva, Druviete. Thank you very much. Personally also from me, and as I was involved by listening, I have also made my own conclusions and ideas. I took ideas which we can implement in our everyday work for the future. I think that all the parties here have benefited. But what about the trust? Very easy. You need to trust those leaders of opinion and media who have knowledge. And when we search for it, this is exactly such meetings like this which provide for analytics and expertise. So I thank you to everyone who connected to this conference. I encourage you to find information also after it, look for it. Thank you, Patriks, Grīva, and now I give floor to Ieva Kalderauska, member of the Council of National Electronic Media. Good evening. I can only join and want to also express gratitude to Aurēlija for organizing this conference. I think that during these days we were successful in finding out a lot of valuable information in Latvia, facing and identifying the challenges. We have heard about the examples of international significance. And I guess that this is a very good basis for involved institutions and also for us, for the Council, for us to be more successful, to do our work more qualitatively and develop and also promote media literacy. While listening to the participants of the conference, I had three things that unite us all. This is quality, this is data, and resource, both human resource and financial resources, funding. And I think that these questions, when we speak about them, there are things still to be done for the future also. This we'll have to direct our attention towards these things ever more in order to achieve, reach our goals and objectives in promotion of media literacy. And to conclude, I just want to wish us all, to all of us in our everyday lives, to continue learning, to continue acquiring these very important skills for us to basically survive and be better off in this ocean of information. Thank you. Ieva Kalderauska, member of the Council. From my part, I just want to say once again, thank you, Aurēlija, Ieva, Druviete, Vice Chair of NEPLP Council. Hello, honorable participants of the conference. To conclude the conference, I want to also say that in Latvia, a common strategy is necessary for policy documents to promote our common understanding of media literacy in Latvia and where we set our objectives for the future. We also need coordinative mechanism in Latvia, and also very important is the comprehensive education and research in order for us to be able to make critical decisions. This is very important, I think, to conclude upon ending of this conference. We have had conversations which help us to understand how to promote media literacy. We are going to publish conclusions of the conference. What are those roadmaps we have identified? Of course, there are also issues we need to agree on in the future. And At the end, I just want to thank you to all the viewers, listeners, and participants of this, and express especially great gratitude to UNESCO, Beata Lielmane and her colleague, Ministry of Culture, Agnese Berga Zane Laizane, Baltic Center for Excellency, and Gunta Sloga, and especially Ieva Hermansson, British Council, and Ieva Hermansson from Nordic Council, Zane Matisovic'a from the Council, and to the Council also I want to say thank you, and I want to stress that in the Council we have an excellent team. Thank you all for such contribution. Māra Madara Lūsa, Agnese Strautiņa, Dita Ciemiņa, Dace Malbārsde, and Romans Atme. And also thank you Tālis Eipurs, technical producers over these days, Shai and me, and Tiešraides LV team. And thank you, and let us meet in other formats. And thank you for the good words. Thank you, National Electronic Media Council and the management, and thank you for being here for the conclusion words. And well, again, we say thank you to you. Of course, I will only remind now that the most important discussions, conclusions, and all the recordings will be available on the NEPLP Electronic Media Council homepage and in other media. And when I opened the conference, we used UNESCO Director General Deputy Tawfik Jilassi used think critically, click wisely. I think I want to end with these words. Thank you